The bombing of the Jedi Temple and Ahsoka's subsequent departure from the Jedi Order played a significant role in Anakin's eventual transformation into Darth Vader. But what if Ahsoka Tano and Barriss Offee roles were reversed? In this alternate timeline, it's not Barriss who plants the bombs in the Jedi Temple, but Ahsoka. Would Anakin Skywalker remain Anakin Skywalker and not turn into Darth Vader? Would Ahsoka Tano become a Sith or another Dark Enforcer? Today, we dive into an alternate galaxy where Ahsoka Tano is the one who bombed the Jedi Temple. Welcome to What If Ahsoka Bombed the Jedi Temple. In this timeline, Ahsoka's doubts about the Jedi Order deepen as the war continues. The Clone Wars have transformed the Jedi from peacekeepers into enforcers of the Republic's political and military agendas. Ahsoka watches as the Jedi become symbols of war rather than protectors of justice and balance. Ahsoka feels betrayed by the Order she once trusted. Ahsoka believes that by exposing the Jedi flaws, she can awaken the galaxy to their corruption and force the Order to confront its failure. This conviction drives her to take a drastic step, planting bombs in the Jedi Temple to make a statement that cannot be ignored like in the original timeline. Ahsoka would devise a plan to target key areas of the Jedi Temple, including the archives and war rooms, symbols of the Jedi Order's role in the war. She knows the action will cause chaos, but she believes the destruction is necessary to expose the Jedi corruption. Cover tracks, Ahsoka frames Barriss Offee, like Barriss Offee framed Ahsoka in the original timeline. The evidence against Barriss is overwhelming, and she is swiftly arrested and put onto trial by the Jedi Council. Despite Barriss' protests of innocence, Ahsoka remains silent, watching as her plans unfold. The Jedi Council decides to keep Ahsoka within the Order and kick out Barriss Offee, believing that Ahsoka is still loyal and can help rebuild trust after the tragedy, and can help rebuild the Jedi Order after the tragedy. However, Ahsoka's guilt and disillusionment fester, creating a crack in her loyalty to the Jedi and opening the door for someone far more dangerous to exploit her vulnerability: Palpatine. Palpatine, the master of manipulation, recognizes Ahsoka's growing darkness. He already knows that Ahsoka planted the bombs, and so he begins to subtly influence her, presenting himself as someone who understands her frustration within the Jedi. He orchestrates moments that reinforce Ahsoka's belief that Jedi are corrupt, such as exposing their role in perpetuating the war and their failures to protect the galaxy. Without revealing himself as a Sith Lord, Palpatine portrays himself as a mentor who shares her desire to create a better galaxy. He plants the idea that the Jedi must fall for true peace to be achieved. Ahsoka resists at first, but finds herself drawn to Palpatine's vision of change. She begins to see him as a figure who can help her accomplish what she could not within the Jedi Order: the destruction of the Republic corruption and the restoration of balance at any cost. Ahsoka eventually accepts his offer, becoming a shadowy apprentice. And years pass, and Ahsoka is no longer the idealistic Padawan she once was, and her training in the dark side is complete. She was undercover in the Jedi Temple all the time, and though she hasn't fully embraced his corruption, she serves as Palpatine's enforcer, a shadowy figure who operates in secret. Ahsoka wouldn't leave the Jedi Temple and would train under both Anakin Skywalker's and in secret under Palpatine's command. And so, she was aligned with Anakin Skywalker when Order 66 begins. And Anakin has already embraced the dark side as Darth Vader. But when Anakin Skywalker started to embrace the dark side, he left Ahsoka. But he didn't know that Ahsoka was already trained by Palpatine, and so the two former allies are now reunited, but their bond is now forged into darkness. And as Anakin leads the clones in storming the Jedi Temple, Ahsoka was told by Palpatine to join him. Together, they cut down Padawans and even younglings. The temple, once a sanctuary of peace, becomes a battlefield soaked in blood. During the slaughter, Ahsoka feels echoes of her past, of missions alongside Anakin, where they fought to protect the innocent, but those memories now serve only as a painful reminder of how far she has fallen. Despite this, she embraces her new path, believing that the ends justified the means. And Anakin, now fully transformed into Darth Vader, views Ahsoka not merely as an ally, but as a critical piece in his path to ultimate power. Her shared disillusionment with the Jedi and her unwavering resolve provides a potential alliance that Vader believes can be leveraged to achieve his goal, amazing the strength and knowledge needed to save Padme, because Padme is not dead at that moment. Together, they form an alliance bound by their shared past and dark ambitions to reshape the galaxy and fulfill their intervened destinies. And after the events of Order 66, Ahsoka hides in the shadows again, and the story of Anakin Skywalker would have unfolded as it did in the real timeline. And after Anakin's, or Darth Vader's, limbs have been chopped off, he receives his new suit, and Vader realizes that Palpatine had lied to him about Padme all along, because Padme is now dead. Palpatine could not help him to save her, and so Vader decides to eliminate him and rule the Empire with the only person who has never betrayed him, Ahsoka. So, Ahsoka and Vader eventually confront Palpatine, who has been watching their actions with growing concern. Palpatine's mastery of the dark side is unparalleled, but Ahsoka's and Vader's combined strength proved to be the formidable challenge. The fight is spectacular, with Ahsoka's agility and cunning complementing Vader's raw power and rage, giving them a slight edge. In a climactic duel, they overpower Palpatine. Vader delivers a killing blow, ensuring the end of Darth Sidious and beginning a new rule of two. With Palpatine gone, Vader declares himself as Emperor and Ahsoka becomes his apprentice once again. This is where I leave the story for now. What do you think would have happened next? Would Ahsoka and Vader remain allies, or would their shared darkness lead to their downfall? Would they betray each other? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for part 2. See you later.